Good afternoon, Patrice Bergeron, La Presse Canadienne, the Canadian Press. Premier Legault tries to convince colleagues to accept more asylum seekers in their provinces. Did he talk to you, and did you accept to have more asylum seekers?
Look, one thing I would say, I'll speak for myself, and then Premier B can speak for him. We're experiencing a similar type of pressure that the federal government has to align the number of people coming into the country with the capacity of our system to be able to support it, whether it's building homes or whether it's providing healthcare or education. And I think in Quebec, it's acute. The way Premier Legault described it is they're 22% of the population and receiving over 50% of asylum seekers. And so I have some sympathy. We're 12% of the population, and we're now receiving 22% of newcomers to Canada, and we're seeing the same kind of pressures. With housing prices escalating, with the pressure on students in our school system and the pressure on our healthcare system. So I think what we are asking for is for the federal government to work with us to align so that we can bring in a number of newcomers that we can support in every province, and then also make sure that it's not disproportionately falling on one province or another. So I think that, I heard Premier Legault's message loud and clear, and I hope the federal government does too, because we're a welcoming place. We're a nation of newcomers and immigrants, and I think we want to make sure that everyone who comes here feels supported, and it may be that it's in a bit of an imbalance at the moment.
Premier.
Thanks. In BC, we have about, in our last year's data, about 15,000 people a month coming to the province. This is an historic high. Since we started collecting data, to have 180,000 people come in a single year is an astonishing number. They're in varying states of vulnerability. Some are really highly credentialed workers that are coming to work jobs in the six and sometimes in excess of that figures. And there are people who show up with absolutely nothing. We have significant, nationally, not compared to Quebec's, but significant and growing number of asylum seekers in British Columbia. Every province seems to be grappling with the remarkable immigration numbers that we're seeing, and particularly around the ability to provide services and support people with integration, including housing, healthcare, all the needs that they have. Those needs are particularly acute for people claiming refugee status, coming from war zones, coming with no documentation, coming not speaking the language, coming traumatized, struggling with different issues. I completely support the idea that Quebec receives federal support to support these people who are arriving in such a state of vulnerability. What I do not support is that program is not available nationally, that it is only available for one province. It needs to be, if it is a federal program to support new arrivals, it needs to be in place nationally. Premier Legault did raise his wish that provinces and territories take on more asylum seekers. It was a topic of conversation around the table, including the need that we all face around additional housing and federal support for those asylum seekers. It was a constructive conversation. I'm sure it will continue.
Thank you.
We'll take one more in the room and then go to the phones.
Hi, Sébastien Desrosiers from Radio-Canada. Premier Smith,